Welcome to my channel, Forgotten Deep History. Today we explore the fascinating story of Canada's past, a journey through time that shaped the nation we know today. Canada, a vast and diverse land, stretching from the Atlantic to the Pacific, with a history as rich and varied as its landscape. Long before European settlers arrived, Canada was already home to diverse Indigenous peoples, each with its own unique culture, traditions, and stories. These First Nations, Métis, and Inuit communities thrived across the land for thousands of years. From the Haudenosaunee Confederacy in the east to the Tlingit and Coast Salish nations in the west, the Indigenous peoples of Canada established rich societies. These cultures were deeply connected to the land, with sustainable practices that balanced nature and community. In the late 15th and early 16th centuries, European explorers like John Cabot and Jacques Cartier arrived on the shores of what we now call Canada. Driven by the promise of new trade routes and riches, these explorers began the first chapter of Canada's colonial history. In 1608, Samuel de Champlain founded the settlement of Quebec, marking the beginning of French colonization in Canada. Over the next century, New France expanded, with French settlers, fur traders, and missionaries establishing a strong presence in the land. The fur trade played a central role in the development of New France. French traders relied heavily on Indigenous allies, forming complex networks of exchange that spanned the continent. But these relationships were not always peaceful. Tensions arose, leading to conflicts between the French, the British, and Indigenous nations. In 1763, following the end of the 7 Years' War, France ceded its North American territories to Britain through the Treaty of Paris. This shift in power marked the beginning of British rule in Canada, and a new era in the nation's history. The American Revolution in the 1770s led to a significant wave of migration to Canada. Loyalists, colonists who remained loyal to the British Crown, fleeing from the newly formed United States, found refuge in Canada. Their arrival shaped the demographic and political landscape of the nation. In the early 19th century, tensions between the United States and Britain once again flared, culminating in the War of 1812. Though the war did not result in significant territorial changes, it marked an important step in the development of a Canadian identity separate from Britain. In 1867, a monumental event occurred. Canada became a dominion with the passage of the British North America Act. 4 provinces, Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia, joined together to form the country of Canada, with Sir John A. Macdonald becoming its first Prime Minister. The Canadian Pacific Railway, completed in 1885, was the key to connecting the vast expanse of Canada from coast to coast. It allowed for the settlement of the western prairies, bringing in immigrants from all over the world and helping to shape modern Canada. The early 20th century was marked by dramatic change. Canada played a significant role in World War I, and the sacrifices of Canadian soldiers led to greater national unity and independence. In 1917, Canada also took an important step toward equality with the introduction of women's suffrage, granting women the right to vote. The Great Depression of the 1930s hit Canada hard, leading to widespread poverty and unemployment. But out of these challenges came a spirit of resilience and innovation, setting the stage for Canada's entry into World War II. During World War II, Canada's contributions were pivotal, both on the battlefield and at home. The war effort united the country and solidified Canada's reputation as a proud and capable nation on the world stage. In the post-war years, Canada underwent significant social and cultural change. The Quiet Revolution in Quebec brought about a wave of secularization and modernization. At the same time, Canada embraced a new identity as a multicultural nation, welcoming immigrants from around the globe. In 1982, Canada achieved full legal independence with the patriation of the Constitution and the adoption of the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. This landmark event marked the final step in Canada's evolution from a British colony to a fully autonomous nation. Today, Canada is a vibrant and diverse nation, known for its inclusivity, natural beauty, and global contributions. From its Indigenous roots to its modern-day identity, the story of Canada continues to evolve, with each chapter adding to the rich tapestry of this remarkable country. This is just a glimpse of Canada's incredible journey. A land shaped by its history, its people, and its unbreakable spirit. The story of Canada is far from over, and its future is as bright as its past. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more Canadian history.